Welcome to No Concessions. We have a very special guest today on the road. The first time we've had someone, that's a touring act that's doing an interview with us before their show. Thanks, Noah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure you have a routine and some sort of regimen. You're a very professional person, so thanks for making that adjustment.
No, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on.
I'm Justin, your host with the Monument. Chef Chris is here. Noah Guthrie, our guest today, with his Good Trouble band, just telling us that that's what they go by these days.
Yeah, Noah Guthrie in Good Trouble.
What motivated it? Just sounds good. It sounds good in a sentence, you know.
Yeah, well, that one actually it comes from. I just said I didn't want to talk politics, but I can't. This is fine.
Okay.
No, this is fine. It comes from Senator John Lewis before he passed. He always had a saying, "Go out there and make good trouble." And we started going by, or the band started going by Good Trouble a while back, and he. One of his staffers at one point reached out to us and said, "Hey, we heard the band name. I'd love to play him some of your music or whatever, and see if he likes it." And she did, and we got like a video message from him, and just saying that he liked the music and to just kind of keep chasing our dreams and stuff. And half the band is from Atlanta, Georgia, so he was a really powerful influence in that part of the country. So it's kind of an ode to him. It's also just kind of what we stand for. We're just trying to, have our music connect with people and sometimes get people thinking, sometimes just, make people feel better. Sometimes, just trying to make some good.
Positive emotional responses.
Yeah, trying to.
Yes. Make people sad, make people happy.
Yeah.
When I always research artists that are coming on, we have a lot of great upcoming Appalachia, Americana, bluegrass, rock and roll, Southern roots music in Winchester, being the birthplace of Patsy Cline. And, the isolation and the heritage of learning music from parents and so on generationally.
Yeah.
And I believe, I understand that your dad taught you how to play.
Yeah, well, he definitely taught me how to sing. My dad, who you met earlier, is tour manager. He's just kind of always been in the picture when it comes to the music side of stuff. And I grew up listening to him sing. He always did like studio sessions and stuff. I grew up in a small town called Greer, South Carolina. I still live there today, but grew up going in and out of the studio listening to him. And I think I probably just kind of copied him until I was like a teenager, and then I started playing out more. Me and my brother, my brother's the drummer, and me and him have been in and out of bands, ever since we were in high school. So it's just always kind of been in the blood a little bit. It's a family business at this point. So it's cool. It's weird sometimes. It's really, really fun. I think you learn when you're touring with your dad and your older brother, you learn a lot about each other. Probably a lot more than most people learn about their like folks. And it's the good and the bad. It definitely brings you very close together.
That's a really awesome opportunity.
Yeah.
With like Ozzy and his kid, you get to do that. That's great. So you got into the music scene from an early age, and I have to admit, pretty excited to ask you a question about your past, and that I've had like 3 TV crushes in my life. Okay, dude. The one is Rachel Ray, which my wife, not the current Rachel Ray, but a few years ago Rachel Ray. And
Rachel Ray of yesteryear.
My wife kind of looks like Rachel Ray, and then
That's hilarious.
Sarah Silverman in a weird way. She's funny, and you don't think Sarah Silverman's hot, but I do. And
Sure.
And then that chick from Glee, I think her name is Michelle, but she has another name too. I don't know what it was, man. I just be like, why that lady's?
Yeah, that's so funny.
Something about her. What was that like, man? Working with that lady. Sorry, just very excited.
That's
guys.
okay, boy. Well, it was It was a mixed bag, man. It was Glee was crazy. It was something that really, for me, it just kind of came out of nowhere. I wasn't looking to be an actor or anything. And then I was on the road, and to kind of make a long story short, I was playing a house show in San Francisco. This guy's tiny apartment, probably played for 15, 20 people total. It was a really good night, had a lot of fun. And one of the guys that was there the next day was judging a talent show, I think down in Los Angeles. And on the judges panel with him was a casting agent from Glee. And she said, we're looking for this certain person to fill this role that we have for the last season. And we're having trouble finding him. We need a shy, chubby kid who sounds like Otis Redding.
What?
And the guy that went to my show was just like, I think I know who that is. It's like, I think I have his number if you want to call him or whatever. And got a call from the casting director, and they had I've got a lot of like videos and stuff on YouTube, and lots of original music, a lot of cover music and stuff out there. So they had kind of poured through the material, thought I'd be a good fit. And I ended up like doing a self-tape audition, sent that in, went out to Los Angeles, did another audition for the creator of the show, and 2 days later, I was signed on to the show, flew out to Los Angeles, moved there for about a year, and just started working on the show, and it was kind of nuts, man. It was like, there was a lot of good, there was a lot of like, there's definitely a learning curve, because again, like I said, I'm not an actor. I don't really claim to be an actor. The writers on the show do a good job of like writing close to your personality. So that I had going for me. And everyone was kind to me. There were days that were harder than others, just because it's long hours. When you're doing the acting thing, it's and it depends on the show, but you're there on set from 6 a.m. to midnight, and then next day you're like, it's if you're not done, then that's usually your schedule the next day. I learned a lot. I made a lot of friends. I was on the show with several other newbies that came on. We all came on at once. And that worked out to my favor, because it was like we were all a little terrified, because none of us had done TV before. And some of these other people were coming from like Broadway and stuff like that. And that was probably easier for them because they were actors. But we all kind of had each other, and we all like got each other through the experience. My favorite thing to look back on is when I moved out to LA, I needed a car, and when you go on set, there's this line of really nice, really expensive cars, just from all the actors and stuff that get on set that day. And I ended up getting a car, but I got a 1998 Pontiac Sunfire convertible, and it was teal green with this giant sunspot in the middle of the hood, like it'd just been worn down.
Oh no.
So every day I would have to go and park this, and it was like a white top convertible too. It was a tacky car. But every day I'd go and park in this line of like beautiful, immaculate, like super nice cars, and then there would be my like piece of shit like 98 Sunfire just right in the middle.
But it had pizzazz, man.
It did. No one gave me shit for it. Like they all were like, yeah, more power to you. No, I got the car for like $1,200, and I needed it while I was there, and then it was, I was done with it. So
that was like the car that like all like the cool teachers had got. Like,
yeah,
you had that one cool teacher that was like real quirky and stuff.
They had a Sunfire?
They would get the Sunfire, the teal Sunfire with the convertible steel Sunfire, probably like
I called it the Teal Breeze,
bumping like President of the United States.
So man, I had that as one of my first CDs, dude. My two first CDs included Green Day, Dookie, and Presidents of the United States.
Nice.
And it had that daggone Peaches song. Love
Incredible.
that Peaches song. But dude, what kind of car did Michelle drive?
I don't know.
I'm just joking. All right. I'll move on. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. No, it was good. Like, honestly, like really, most of the cast was really, really good to me. Leah, she's got her own thing.
So it's Leah Michelle, right?
Yeah, it's Leah Michelle.
All right.
She was always nice to me.
Sure.
For Googling purposes.
No, she was always really nice to me. But there's a lot of personalities on set. You know, there's a lot of personalities, a lot of egos, and
is that it's a nice way of saying there were some jerks?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you know, it's fine. I mean,
well, it's like the all-stars of all-stars of, theater kids. You know what I mean?
So it was like, what was the meanest thing that anybody did to you? Like, did you get any like Mean Girls moments or like?
Oh, I mean, there were a few. I'm not gonna call anybody out. It's not. Like I said, I left on very good terms with everybody, so I'm not gonna like shoot myself in the foot.
Yeah, what do you think this is, man?
No, I'm just saying nameless though. Like, what would be something like if you were to be new to Hollywood and the people
well,
would be like,
it's mainly a thing of like you just never want to be in the position where you feel like you're wasting someone's time. So like for me, as someone that was completely not only new to the show but like new to acting, I had no idea what to do. You know, like when I was on set. Luckily they had like producers and stuff there that were kind and knew that I was like, okay, he's probably freaked out, you know. I was 20 I think when I signed on, so like I was kind of terrified of and I didn't know what I'd got myself into. So there were times on set where like, and this was early on, I kind of got the gist of it as we kept going through episodes. But there were times on set, you know, where like if you, like I remember one time I missed my mark. So like in every scene, actors have little, you know, pieces of tape and stuff like on the ground that they like have to get to during that scene so that the camera gets them at the right spot, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So they're lit correctly and all that stuff, and it's very important. But being a newbie to the whole process, I knew like, okay, I got to hit my mark, but like I guess I didn't realize like how hard of a thing it was, like how hard of a rule it was to get there. So like I remember there was a couple takes where I just wasn't quite getting it. Like I was either, you know, I was acting the scene, but I just wasn't paying attention, and there have been several times where you get the kind of no one would like yell at you or anything, but you get that kind of like, you know, when you did something wrong in school,
yeah,
it's like
it worked.
That like like the principal would give you the like basically just kind of look at you until you got it kind of thing and make you feel really stupid. You know, that kind of stuff would happen every now and again. But you know, it's like I said, I've got pretty good memories tied to that show, and yeah, it was for me. It was kind of like you know, I never went to college or anything, so like me moving out there and doing that whole thing was kind of my like get away from home.
Thing. Getting after it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do they call what do the Amish call it? There's a name for
I don't know about Amish stuff, dude.
Like when you leave they leave the town and they get to go. Oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue.
I can't remember what it's. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So when you're wild.
So you went from South Carolina. No. There's a specific name.
Yeah.
That they man. Hey, look. You get your,
hey, what are you doing, Jamie? I mean, curfew. Get it together.
Break out the computer, man. No, that's super awesome. So how old are you now?
I'm 28.
You're 28.
Yeah.
So do you have you done any acting since? Do you plan on doing any more acting?
Haven't done any since. For a while after the show, I was still like submitting. After the show was done, I had an agent for acting for a little while, and that was new. So anytime they would send me auditions or something to try out, I would do that. But pretty quickly, I just kind of was just like, unless it is like a tailor-made part for me, I'm not, I didn't go to school for this.
Sure.
So for me, it's always been about music. And yeah, I don't, right now, I don't have any plans to do any acting. But if the right thing came along, it'd be fun.
Are you looking for the term
Rumsprunger?
That's what it is.
Rumsprunger, dude.
Nice.
Oh man, dude, that's awesome. But you know what? That's really something cool to say about that. You have such like a vibe that a TV show, a national TV show, is like, yo, you are the part.
Right.
That's awesome, man. Which I wish they had that for me.
I mean, I was lucky. It was. I don't think at the time I knew how lucky I was. I was just, like I said, I was kind of just a little scared, and just doing something new and trying it and seeing if it worked. So. Yeah, I definitely count myself lucky, and the fans for that show are like rabid and they are loyal. So I'll probably have some fans in the crowd tonight that
awesome.
that are just Glee fans, and they've just been great to me.
So I didn't know all this about you whenever I heard your music and had the opportunity for you to tour and be here. And I have to take something back that I said last week. My boy Brennan, I said he was the best vocalist that we'd had on the show. He held that #1 ranking for about 7 days, and that's now Noah's spot. So,
Well, hey,
oh man,
you haven't heard the show yet.
No, dude, seriously. So
I'm working on like 3 hours of sleep, so you might have a different assessment. But
Brennan, you can work your way up. But you got to listen to what I'm talking about, Brennan. He'll hear me.
Jamichael's still my number
Dude,
one.
when you get guttural, right? You have a guttural rasp, and then the ability to go within a few measures to falsetto parts. That's good, dude.
I appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah, I like I said, I grew up listening to my dad sing, and he's got a really great range, and he's very good at the kind of growling, power vocal. So I grew up listening to that, and it's just always kind of been a part of my DNA for vocals.
Any particular band or vocal influence that he and you share?
Well, I mean, growing up, I was always listening to every classic rock band that there was, and I loved Led Zeppelin. When I started writing songs, I was in high school. I was probably 14 or 15 when I first started writing, and when I started writing, my main influence was probably Ray LaMontagne. Just because I feel like I just got him right away when I started listening to his music. I was like, okay, so he has this super sensitive, super like poetic lyrical style, but he has this incredibly deep, soulful, super passionate voice that is just it's just otherworldly, and he has that growl. He's got that grit to it, but he can also clean it up and give you that kind of more like soft, mellow vibe to it if he wants to. He's just got a really, really great package going on there, and that was always a big influence to me. So yeah, and there's a million others that I'm sure I just can't think of at the moment.
Last night on my drive home, Dazed and Confused came on the Apple Play Cycle.
Yeah,
I did have a moment, man.
Oh yeah,
I just hate when it gets to the part in the bridge where he keeps doing I'm like, oh man, it's just come on, especially if I had the windows down and someone was next to me. But what is he? What's wrong with this guy?
Yep.
But I'm not Robert Plant. He can get away with it.
Oh yeah,
I bump a lot of Madonna in my car, so I love those moments.
Yeah.
Over there, and I'm like, yeah, like a prayer baby.
Yeah.
Oh, there was something else I found out about you today. I guess the last thing we want to talk about, so we can give you some moment of relaxation and meditation and focus before you go here and kick some ass, is bird watching.
Oh, we can talk about bird watching.
Now, is it your father-in-law who likes to watch birds?
Oh, he knows a lot. Yeah.
Everybody's father-in-law likes to watch birds.
Well,
Chris has a cool-ass father-in-law named Dick Badger.
What?
Black Dick Badger sometimes.
Whoa, what?
Whoa.
That's a Scottish name, man.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Also his and one basketball name.
Oh, my gosh. That's great. So what in the world, dude? Like, how did that become a thing?
For me, I got it from my grandma, my Meemaw.
Nice.
She's not as much like she doesn't go out and like bird watch, but she grew up in the country her whole life, and any bird that came to the window or any bird that was singing out in the trees, she could always identify and just just knew it off the top of her head. And that got me interested in it a few years ago. And then when the pandemic came around, I had a lot more time on my hands. And it was one of the only things I could go and do was just go outside, go to the woods, and start spotting birds. And I really, really fell in love with it. It's one of my favorite pastimes. I'm, all about like my bird feeders and stuff back home now. And I love, I've got like a whole list on my phone of what I've seen, what I haven't, and all this stuff. And every time I'm, if I would have had more time today, I probably would have tried to find somewhere to go and just go to a park or something and just see what I
Come
can
to
see.
my backyard, man.
Yeah.
Nice. We got
Nice.
where I live is a lot of bird of prey. We have bald eagles, osprey, falcon. Right now with the I live on the river.
Yeah.
So the migratory birds are coming through. So we're getting a lot of like the merganser ducks.
Yeah.
The Canadian geese.
Yeah.
Mergansers are my favorite.
They're so cool.
They're amazing to watch because the way they hunt in packs is like, so you'll be watching the water and you see all these like beautiful big white bodies with the bright red heads, the bright green beaks and stuff. And then all of a sudden, they're gone. And you're like, where'd they go? And then like 5 minutes later, they all like come up from like,
what?
Yeah, they go and they circle fish and then.
They dive and it's
The
nuts,
cormorants
man.
too. We got cormorants out there.
Very cool.
Well, I mean, I don't want to start any rap beef or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? With Cash Money Records and so on. Word to Stunner, but like, this is the real Birdman now. Yeah. I put respect in your name, Stunner. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man, I don't know, man.
Got the real Birdman in here today.
Baby, I disagree, but I love you. I love you both.
That is funny.
Yeah. Please don't come up in here and find me, Ben, unless you want to perform. All right. That would be awesome.
It would be.
Be like, I did put respect in your name. That's all.
Yeah.
Keep it out there. Noah Guthrie here. Thank you, dude, for coming in.
Yeah.
Again, you're a experienced professional, so I hope that you enjoy our hospitality. If you want something, chef can get you going. Like if you just have something custom, like you seem like a well-traveled man, so
that's what
he has a lot of menu items that I can't
I
pronounce.
might be well traveled, but that doesn't mean I'm not fancy.
Yeah, fancy palate.
I still got chicken nugget palate probably, but
Yeah.
No, man, you guys have been great. Honestly, the venue looks beautiful.
Thanks.
We're excited to play it tonight. And yeah, just everybody's patience and everybody's like willingness just to lend a hand and be there for the show. It's like you guys are doing everything right. So yeah, I appreciate it.
It's good trouble.
Yeah,
Troublemakers.
make some good trouble.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
It's not just the new venue in town. It's a monument to live entertainment.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
The Monument, the new premier concert and event venue in Winchester. 2 stories, state-of-the-art sound, delicious food and drink, and the best in live events. The Monument, on the corner of Loudon and Piccadilly in Winchester, and right at the cutting edge of live entertainment. Go to themonumentva.com. That's themonumentva.com for events, tickets, special offers, and more. The Monument. We'll see you at the next show.